Hello, everybody. Mike here in the state of Washington near Seattle, checking in with you. How's everybody doing? Hope you're having a great week, and thanks for coming back on my channel. I want to talk to you a little bit about my testosterone journey. Now, I know I said I'd be back with you every week, but a lot has happened since my previous and first video, which was about a month ago. And so there was so much drama going on that I didn't think you need to hear all the details about it. I will share it with you, shortened version, but I want to wait for a while till I got a little things, some things settled more. Anyhow, what this is about is my journey, and it's all of our journey. If you're watching this channel, maybe you, like I, am interested in health and nutrition. And I'm 70 years old. Never really been to a doctor in my life. I'm a study guy. I do my own research on things. I know how to pick the bones a little bit, find what's good, cut through the nonsense, and draw some conclusions. And then I try to, like a good scientist, I'm the lab rat also, try my stuff out on myself. So I'm 70, been interested in nutrition and things since I was in my 20s. I have been blessed, ain't gonna lie about that. I've been blessed with good health in my life too. So I've never had any big things. I've had to fight through some things, having never gone to a doctor. And even when I say that, to be honest with you, I've had some bones set, I've had some plates put in here in my hand. So I have been to a doctor in my life, but what I mean, I've never gone to a doctor for sicknesses like that, or taken meds from doctors and things like that. I've tried all kinds of natural type remedies and other things. You know, I don't know what to say. In a way, I think if COVID taught us anything, it's taught us that I don't know if some of these people have our best interests at heart. And I'm a capitalist too, but I've been a lot of things in my life. One of them was a mobster, true story, when I was in my 20s and 30s in Las Vegas. At any rate, what I've learned in life along with that up until nowadays 70, if you follow the money, it's going to tell a story. Men are pretty corrupt, and they can be bought. Sometimes it's just a matter of degree and how much it's going to cost. At any rate, I'm 70 now. And so let's talk health and life. I do have an interesting story. I didn't stay a mobster my whole life. I had an experience, maybe I'll share with you someday, and actually became a religious teacher. Let's call it that. And anyhow, my goal in life since that is to bring life to people. And part of life is our bodies. I believe we take care of our minds, we take care of our spirits, and we take care of our bodies. So I do believe that God has given us that calling in our life, and common sense would tell you it makes a lot of sense. If you don't want to take care of your body, Jesus had a saying, you reap what you sow. And so a lot of that is true in how we apply everything in our life. If one of the reasons I believe that I look pretty good at 70 and that I've never been sick is that I go to the gym. I go every day. I don't do a lot, but I'm faithful. It's a non-negotiable for me, a decision. That is literally non-negotiable. I have a couple of them in my life. Well, that's one of them. And so, yeah, I'm faithful in that. And so I've always tried to take care of myself. And I believe, of course, that we all age, let's put it that way. We all age, but I don't believe we necessarily have to get old. You follow me? You know what I mean? Just shuffling along as we get older, being weak, our heads being full of mumbo jumbo, and we can't keep our thoughts straight. If you follow me long enough, you'll accuse me of that too. I'm kind of out there sometimes. But you know what I mean. And so I think that as we get intentional about taking care of ourselves, and it's even more imperative as we get older, because age starts working its thing, and our bodies are not eternal per se. They wear out, second law of thermodynamics, and they start wearing down. And yeah, we can do things to fight those things, such as diet, I think, is number one, and exercise is number two, and drugs. Drugs. And I define drugs in the context of how I just used it as anything that we're putting into our bodies. Any supplement, caffeine, vitamins, whatever. So that's a part of that 100% too. But I do believe that the diet is about 70%. I will talk about diet because it's one of my favorite things to talk about. It's one of my areas of expertise. I'm 70. I've done every diet on the planet. And they all work to some extent. But as I shared in one of my previous videos, I am 100% carnivore. I only eat meat. Been doing that for 5 years. And when I say that to people, I mention this too, but it's part of my stories. It's funny. Every time I tell someone I'm a carnivore, I only eat meat, the next thing they'll say is, no vegetables? I say, no, I only eat meat. And then they'll say, no fruit? No, I only eat meat. And so anyhow, but it's part of being healthy too. And I don't know that, I'm not saying that everyone has to eat only meat. I do think it's the best way of eating. Maybe sometime I'll make that whole case. But, there are various diets. They all work to some extent. The problem with all the other diets, in my opinion, is that you get hungry. With carnivore, you don't, really. That's another story. But I think keto is a good way of eating. Paleo is a good way of eating. I think carnivore is in another level by itself. But diet is important. And I believe it's 70% of our health. And as I said, exercise is 20% maybe in eating. Not eating, but supplements and, as I call them, drugs of any kind are the other 10%. I mean, those are just random numbers made up from my own years of experience and thinking about these things. So you can make your own list, I suppose. There are things that I believe that we can do on the daily basis to be more healthy. Eating, of course, number one on the list. What we eat is important. Exercise is important. I believe that engaging our minds is important by reading and study. And of course, I believe our spirits are important because I believe in that. And so we want to have a connection with our Maker. And I believe sunshine is healthy. Get some sunshine. I live in the state of Washington. We had our first snow today, some flurries, and as far north as Washington is, I was asked today, and I find it interesting that we don't get a lot of snow, and it's way north up there in the left corner of the U.S. of A. And but we don't get a whole lot of snow. We maybe get one big snow a year-ish, and then we get some other snows throughout the winter, but maybe a handful of times throughout the winter, maybe. And I mean, it varies, of course, and we've had some big snows over the years. But, yeah, it doesn't snow a whole lot. But as you know, Seattle, it rains quite a bit. And I tell people, it literally rained every day for 8 months straight. A lot of people say it didn't. I say it did. I was counting every one of them. And I like the rain. But the last couple of years, I'm like, it's getting a little older, old man, But the summers are, when it's good in the Northwest, it is to die for. And actually worth seeing if you've never seen it. Seattle City, when I came here in 2005, it was nice, but through various things, politics, it's kind of a mess like a lot of cities are these days. But the country and things like that, it's to die for. The best month is actually August. And yeah, it's actually worth a visit to see. It's that nice. But surrounded by water and stuff. And I didn't know this when I came here in 2005. I'm flying into Seattle. I've always wanted to live at a beach, never got there. Been to lots of beaches, never got to a beach. But I'm flying into, never lived at one, flying into Seattle, all this beautiful green and water around. I'm like, oh, finally a beach. And then I came here and found out they're like, well, you can't swim in it. I'm like, what? They say you can't swim in it. I'm like, what? No. You die. You freeze to death. I'm like, what? And it's kind of true. You can put on a wetsuit or whatever they call that, but generally stuff around there comes from the glaciers. It's cold, man. It ain't like East Coast beaches like New Jersey and South Carolina and Maryland and Florida. These beaches, you don't swim in it like that. It ain't like that. So, welcome to my world, huh? Life is good, though. But I'm going to tell you, I know it's been 11 minutes now. I don't want to take too long. It's probably long enough of me yapping right now. But I'm going to tell you about where I've been for the last month, what's going on in my testosterone journey. And so, man, I'll check in with you again. Maybe I'll get off here in 5 minutes. I feel pretty good, but I don't want to talk too long, and so I do want to talk about testosterone instead of just yapping like I've been. But I want to say hey and tap in with you. And God bless you guys. I'll talk to you next time, which will be less than a month, I promise you. Maybe today, tomorrow, whatever. I'll tell you what's going on in my journey and where I've been for the last month in the testosterone world. It's moving along, but it took me a while to get some things straightened out. And so we'll talk about it. Come on this journey with us. It's not going to be about with me. It's not going to be just about testosterone, although that's what I want to talk about. But I will be talking about a lot of other things, health-related and or otherwise. If you want to talk sports, politics, no, or whatever. If you want to talk about whatever, just write a comment. Ask a question about, well, my specialties are theology. There's not many on the planet that actually know as much as I know and have studied as much as I've studied all over the world, blah, blah, blah. If you want to ask about the mob in Las Vegas and things like that, I've had quite a bit of experience in that in my younger years. And so, but whatever, ask any question and I will try to find an answer for you. And I'll give you my opinion. And if I don't, I'll say so. If I don't know, I'll try to find out and I'll try to get back with you. I promise that if you do respond, I will answer something. And I make a lot of my stuff up, so go for it. God bless you guys. See you next time. Have a great week. Bye-bye.